our expert at so many technological things and such a creative soul. So he's here helping us, and Danielle is here, and lots of our instructors. And we're just super excited. So we can use the chat function in lieu of snapping, because we're going to mute everyone except for the performers. And we have quite a lineup and a show tonight. So we're going to start with Scarlett Roy, who's going to sing an original song, followed by Sabia Gail Donnelly, who's going to perform a spoken word poem. And I'll stop talking.
Awesome. I'm making a quick pitch. We're also streaming on Facebook and somewhere else. Ethan, help me out. But if not, definitely Facebook. I'll put the
Facebook and YouTube.
Great. So spread the word to your friends. Yay, Scarlett.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Scarlett. This is a song I wrote, and it's called Untethered.
Thank you, Scarlett. That was amazing. Thank you for opening our show. Extraordinary. Now we are going to go to our poets. Our first poet this evening is Sabia Gail Donnelly, and she is going to. What are you going to read for us tonight, Sabia?
I'm going to read Goslow for the Unspoken.
Yes. Okay. Take it away, Sabia. Cool. And then we are followed by, on deck is Sophia Hall, Louisa, Kashfi, and Foster.
Good. Okay, cool. So this is Goslow for the Unspoken. Honey is something that cannot be bitten, only spoon-fed like knowledge. A mother's bite, or poor wedding veil draped over a voice that needs no soothing. This I swallow. Mother has a habit of feeding the full. A tongue bitten with sweetness and suppression lies bloated between my teeth. I cannot stop chewing my words like toothpicks. Their bite cleanses, whitens. Mother exclaims beauty, but I know better, my voice bubbling like peroxide through lips. She wants me bitten by a man bud-nipped and blooming, the kind of flower that doesn't need to be coaxed from its stem with honey. She coats my throat with sugar so the words will bite, baited, following the trail down like ants. They tunnel in my stomach, and she tells me, Sabia, this pain is called womanhood.
Stunning, stunning, stunning. So Malcolm is going to introduce the next poet.
Yes, of course. So next up, and please, if I mispronounce anybody's name, definitely correct me. It is your time in the spotlight to shine, and I want you to get the recognition you deserve. So if I do not say your name correctly, please correct me. We have Luisa Pelletieri up next, reading a piece that is an untitled monologue. Luisa, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
You pronounced my name right. That's a tricky ask. So okay. So I have, oh God, like such a mess. You know what? I think you should let the person who's before me go first, because I still need to like sort some, like the person who's after me go first, because I still have like a couple of things to sort out.
We need
awesome.
to go with Sophia Hall, and then we'll come back to you. Okay?
Yeah, that will be good.
So is Sophia there? Yes. Wonderful, Sophia. Be ready to be amazed, everyone.
This
No
poem,
pressure.
this poem is a love poem from an inanimate object to another inanimate object. It's called Thumbtack to the Candle. From my lowly seat in the corner corkboard, I see you in church, held aloft by the priest in procession, glowing high above the rest. They say I was designed for stabbing the clean pierce of blade through paper like Cupid's arrow, shot through a human heart. The nail and the palm and the wooden board, forgiving human sin. Candle, you are my muse, dancing lively in the moonlight. You can drip your wax on me any time of night. I'm warned you blow out hot air, but I can hold your story straight. They're worried you might burn me, but I can tack wounds into your lustrous skin. I know one day you will go up in smoke, smothered by your own vitality, but our flame is eternal. So go on, melt me until I am a puddle of plastic. Please pin me up against the wall and caress your wick across my trembling body, our flickering shadows sharing a kiss.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic poem. I love that. That was great. Luisa, are you ready to go now, or should we move on to this next person?
I am ready.
Excellent.
Sorry, I actually wasn't sure if I was on the set list, and I am, so took me a minute.
All good.
Okay, I have like one 12 stanza thing, and then I'm gonna get into the monologue. This is called In Between Station Static. Dark dreams flickering white and yellow, in between station static, eyes darting behind paper thin lids, tongue darting out, wetting flaked lips, fingers dancing on worn out sheets to the melody of sleep, only existing in half awake, damp hair, Niagara Falls down blemished backs, tangled against polyester pillows, feet hanging from limp limbs, cold like first snowfall, Tylenol white. Okay, and then here is monologue thing, which is a totally different energy. Okay, I don't actually have a title for this yet, but yeah. It's funny, you know, how you can never really like know someone. Throughout my 17 years of life, in New York City, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps, I've never actually known all of someone. How can I be so lonely and yet never alone? We all sort of live in this weird in-between world, a prism of a person reflecting light from different sides, different situations, clear glass, never filtering, only reflecting. I know him from work. Oh, she's my sister. Two different personalities that never meet, never touch. We're all, I think, one sort of imperfect, ugly vessel contained within our weak bodies, our bruisable flesh. We hold a faucet of feelings and emotions, spouting out own. I'm in the room sometimes when my mom is talking to her friends and she's a different person all of a sudden. I see someone younger, less burdened. I see someone happy to be alive, and I wonder if maybe that spark has been quieted by 25 years of being a wife and 19 years of being a mother. I wonder in that moment who she really is, which personality is for show, who is she when she's alone, when it's quiet, when she's in that half sleep, half awake world where everything and nothing seem to happen at once. I wish I could tell you that I knew her or my father or my brother. I wish I could tell you that I knew all of anyone. I mean, I wish I could tell you that I knew all of myself, you know? Like, how am I supposed to know which me is the real me when I can't even tell you which you is the real you? God, this sounds so basic. Like, I sound like one of those emo teenagers that write sad Facebook posts about how, like, oh my God, my life is the worst. I cry myself to sleep every night. That's not who I am. Seriously, like, I promise. I mean, maybe that's one of my personalities, right? Like, maybe I do that basic sort of, I'm the saddest, look at my black eyeliner kind of thing every once in a while. But I like to think for the most part that I'm better than that. I don't know. Sometimes it's just hard not to feel lost or a little bit confused sometimes. Like, it's dark out and you can kind of see the shadows on the wall, but you don't get the whole thing. You can't really tell where the shadows are coming from. A little taste of a person flits across my tongue and I reach out for more, the shadow wetting my palate and leaving me more parched than I had to begin with. But I can't turn around. Like Plato's fucking cave, I can't turn around. I know what I'm missing out on. I know what I'm not seeing. I envy the cave children, never knowing that there's something more, believing that the world is between two wet cavern walls. But I know there's something I'm not seeing, and I know that there's something that I'm longing to taste. I'm just not sure what it is. They say this is part of growing up, I think. I'm not really sure who they is, but I don't really know if I believe them. It seems like everyone is just as lost as me. It seems like the people that I'm supposed to be looking up to, basing my life on, are just as much of a mess as I am. We're all just baby birds, I think, pushed out of the nest just a little too soon. How is a baby bird supposed to pay bills? I mean, how is a baby bird supposed to get a job when it can barely unfold its wings? I can barely unfold my wings. I can't even fly, and I'm supposed to soar. I don't know, honestly, that anyone ever really finds out who they are. I think we all just try things on, and then we end up 50 in a desk job that we hate, our stomach ballooning out past the top of our pants and losing more hair every time we shower. And then at 65, retirement, except nothing's better. We just have more time to sit in our chairs feeling miserable, wondering if we wasted our lives, and still desperately trying to figure out where we belong in a world that changes with the wind. Kids, grandkids, does it matter? Just more souls that we're sending unfulfilled to cold graves again and again and again until there are none. And then your 85 hospital room, white walls, that weird disinfectant hospital smell. You're surrounded by your family, or maybe you're not. It doesn't really matter. We're all just full of regrets and heading to the same place. So that's it. That's life in a nutshell, I guess. We live, we suffer, we search, and then we are nothing. this is getting sad. I mean, like really unnecessarily sad. And I want to pull it back. I want to make it happen again. I'd love to say that it's all okay because I have a family that loves me. And oh my God, pumpkin spice lattes, and it's fall and the leaves are crispy and my life is not as bad as it was. But none of that really matters, does it? None of that matters when all that's ahead of us is the darkness and the only thing behind us is the shadows. We're all just fumbling around in a dark ocean, trying to tread water. We're in the darkness and we're just fumbling around. And sometimes we brush against the hand of a neighbor, another drowning body. And we're not alone. For a few fleeting moments, we're not alone. There's a hand in ours and they're pulling us above the water and we can breathe. For one precious moment, our lungs fill with air, with lightness, but then it's over. And the darkness is back and we're back to coughing up water. And you have to ask yourself why? Why in those moments? Why do we keep reaching for the hands that will save us and then leave us to suffer? I wish I could tell you. As much as those ties make us suffer when they break, we'll do anything for a few moments of the together.
I would say that with an army of guys.
Excellent. That was wonderful.
That's
Asking
my
some
answer.
very big questions.
So I understand what you're doing here, Benjamin.
One
We really
second.
appreciate it,
Actually, I think we're
but
having
time has to be realistic.
a little bit.
So babe, if this doesn't take
It's all
2 weeks,
good.
if this takes longer.
So, with everybody sharing and whatnot, we do have a time limit. So I want to make sure that we focus on one piece at the moment. And then if we have time later, we can also try to figure out another piece for people to share, but let's focus on one piece for right now. So next we have up Foster Schrader, and on deck will be Kashvi.
Okay, hi. My piece doesn't have a name. None of my pieces have names. Okay. The sun will set, but I will remain, my silhouette stark against the pink candy floss sky, watching the water for ripples. I've long finished the kettle corn and even the unpopped kernels, knowing you'd wince at me if you saw me crunching on them. Did I know what those things do to my teeth? Maybe that's why I chewed on them, hoping you would resurface to rebuke me. It's been months and I'm still waiting for you to tell me what to do, because I don't know anymore. Without your hand warm on my shoulder, who am I? The sugar from the kettle corn is sticky on my fingers and I lick them clean. My teeth ache and I think that you would say you told me so. I say it for you under my breath. The solitude has made my voice low and scratchy. I wait as long as I can until it is so dark that I can no longer tell my shadow from the landscape. Then I walk back up the hill. The carnival is mostly packed up by now, but the Ferris wheel is still lit up and Hal, who operates it, puts a sympathetic hand on my shoulder. He knows by now that I wait every year. I know that I will for the rest of my life.
Excellent. Woo! Yeah, let's get some snaps. And I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that is either performing or reading tonight. To do this and to put your work out there is to put yourself in a very vulnerable space. And so I want to make sure that we just celebrate everybody who is willing to do that, especially in front of so many different people. With that being said, our next person going up is Kashvi Ramani.
Hi everyone. So the poem that I'm going to be reading today is entitled Name Poem, and I specifically wrote it in honor of my name, which in Sanskrit means shining star. My mom named me Kashvi the moment I was born. Kashvi, like a single star visible through the clouds on a foggy night, the glow that catches children's attention as they glance out the window to make a wish. Kashvi, like the shine behind my eyes when I beheld the world for the first time, tugging the scratchy beanie off my head to get a better look at the earth I would be spending the next 15 years of my life on. A star takes 10 billion years to die, but my name passed within a few months. Shining star fades faster every day. Each confused glance and strained smile carves out the syllables. In America, my name is a trek across an arid desert, 6 letters too difficult to sound out. My tongue dries. Not Cash. No, not Kosh. Wait, there's no X in my name. 6 letters, 2 syllables, 1 meaning. Let me spell it out for you. K is for the kurta I greeted with a bright smile and model pose to each click of the camera on Diwali, until the laughter and snide comments began, and K was for keeping my kurta holed away in my backpack. A is for aptitude. STEM courses through my blood, but never my heart. Pages of words tucked away in the diya we promise to use every month, but only light once a year. S is for Sanskrit, because each time I call it the Latin of India, my light dims a little more. H is for hungry, and the 3 pounds I lost during 5th grade when my best friend gave me my first nickname at lunch. My favorite Indian dish didn't remind me of my cousins anymore after that day. V is for Valentine's Day, and the quirked brows when I remark it's my favorite. They never seem to realize it's the one day my family is able to call from over 8,000 miles away to wish my parents a happy anniversary. I is for Indian American. I can't speak an Indian language. I haven't seen my family in over 6 years, and my roots snake away each time my name is replaced by a blank space during a get-together with our Desi family friends. But Kashvi, like the lyrics I write, a bit of cocoa brown in each swoop of the cursive. Kashvi, like the books I stole from the top shelf of my mother's room. Mallory Tower's more connected to me than Harry Potter. Kashvi, like the dupatta I still drape over my shoulders. Kashvi, like the way I wear my grandmother's pearls everywhere. Kashvi, Sarayu, Ramani. I may not seem Indian enough for my Desi friends, or white enough to be the one whispering, but my name carries enough weight to remind me of the shining star my mother saw in my eyes the moment I was born. 2 strong syllables, a pair of stilts to balance my 2 cultures wherever I go. Thank you.
Oh, that was absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And now, this evening we have a special treat. We have the Isadora Duncan Youth Ensemble. They have taken poetry from some of our teens and choreographed dances. And here to introduce the Isadora Duncan Youth Ensemble is Scarlett Roy.
Hi.
3 videos.
Oh, hi again. So Isadora Duncan, she was the mother of modern dance, and she was the first person to take away corsets and the strict and refined movements of ballet and social dances at the time, and she just created this very down-to-earth form of dance that was very narrative-based and story-based, and it is not known by many people. It is not performed by many people, so it's really a privilege to be able to learn it and to be able to experience it. But basically, it's very compatible with spoken word and poetry because you're constantly telling this narrative and this story through dance, and that's what Isadora Duncan did. Is she tried to use her emotion and her life story and her experiences through her dances. So all of these Duncan spoken word dances were choreographed by the dancers of the Isadora Duncan Youth Ensemble, and the ages range from very, very tiny to like senior in high school. I mean, I've been doing this since I was in 3rd grade, so it's really special. I hope you like it.
So thank you, Scarlett. So Ethan is going to share the first video, and it's called Belvedere by Josie West. And Josie's voice is recorded with the dancers. After the dance, I will put the poem in the chat so that you can see.
My castle is waiting for me. Crevices between the cobblestones whisper to each other, splitting my secrets to make room for more. Below, delayed pieces in preparation. I am running to my castle. The cracks in the sidewalk beneath my feet are already filled, exhausted from carrying the burden of an entire city's stories. The weary strip of grass has fallen asleep. My castle's arms are open wide, yearning to envelop someone tightly and maybe never let go. The turrets ignore the drizzle beginning to paint the steps. The steep, sloping rock pretends to be patient. If the castle listens carefully, it can hear my subconscious calls, piercing through the enchanting cacophony of the meandering silence, pulling me closer and closer to my throne.
Oh, that was terrific. And Scarlett, do you want to introduce the next poem too?
Is this Oops?
Yes.
Okay. This one is the only one of the poems that is not the Isadora Duncan Youth Ensemble. This is Body Action Modern Company, and the majority of this is choreographed by Lil Arnoff.
Oops. It seems as though I dropped my cellular device. I can barely make out my fragmented reflection through the screen, but it doesn't matter. Already it is shaking with overwhelming amount of unspoken sentences shoved into its mouth. A messenger, lugging its overfilled bag to the recipient, dumping the remnants of an interaction at my feet. Some days it is tiring, weighing each and every word on a growing scale, determining the best way to show that I matter and I won't be forgotten. Please don't leave me under the unopened envelopes. I want to be on the top of the pile. But at least it is easier than making a mistake and not being able to click delete and redo the moment. At least it is easier to hide my embarrassment from behind glowing pixels. Whenever I forget that I exist, it is easy to look at the desert comments of those who love my slim waist or jive, big breasts. Don't judge me because I know it's self. When they ask what I do to look so beautiful, the answer comes naturally. Be myself. Hiding under the covers, frantically cutting and stitching up my perfect body on Photoshop. Don't worry, I'll be your stereo. Playing on the tracks you want to hear. It doesn't matter that my favorite cassettes sit on top of my self-doubt accumulating dust. I try to hold love yourself back, but I don't need to, because I do love myself. It just might be the digital version. Oops. It seems as if I dropped my cellular device. It just slipped through the holes of my confidence. They were worth it for you. Oh no, it seems as though it was my cellular device for waking up. I click the magic button over and over again, and it does not seem to work. Oops. It seems as if my cellular device is dead. What does that mean for me? I can only see a fragmented reflection on the screen that I hate, and I want to become her again. She is a real me, and if she's dead, what happens to me? Oops. It seems as though I don't exist anymore. Oops.
Oh my God, that was incredible. I wasn't able to I can't put the poems in the chat for some reason. But for the next video, we're going back to the Isadora Duncan Youth Ensemble. We'll have one more video, then more poets, and then a couple more videos. So this next one is called Sirens by Joanna Hausen. And unfortunately, we couldn't get a recording of Joanna reading it. So Carrie, the director of the youth ensemble, is reading it for Joanna.
Siren Song by Joanna Hausen. We were wave-born. Ocean is salt like blood. O Greeks who perished on the sea, you understand us. Wonder if home is not sea depths, unknown, beckoning like fingers. Do you not know the ocean better than Ithaca? Anyone who wanders on our ocean comes to know it. How cannot you hear? Untie your lashes. Seek the faces of rough waves. Are we arms, you strain for something like homeland in our land without dirt solidity. Faces you do not know.
Excellent. Wonderful. I love this fusion of dance and spoken word. Like you were saying, Scarlett, yeah, those fused so well together. I loved seeing it. Next up, we will be hearing another poem. This one is going to be by Michelle. And on deck, we have Naomi Janos.
Hi everyone. So the poem I will be reading today is titled "There is No Prayer for You, Chang'e." Chang'e flies to the moon as her husband shoots down 9 suns in pursuit. Most of the time she sleeps tethered to the moon man's cheekbone. Look up and imagine her eyes, born addicted to the man that binds her feet and tightens her tongue and whitens her skin until she cannot move, until she cannot speak, until her face snaps into the dust. 45.6 billion light years and her retinas could only swallow 19, waning until click. At least that's how she imagines it to sound. Velvet and crisp and a glittering of silence. The electrical impulses holding her mother's face, her own palms, folded and tucked away. Neil Armstrong steps on her ring finger. Buzz Aldrin her face. Luna 9 misses her hair by half a leg. Her husband sits on Mars and tosses her a mooncake, drinking rice wine from a clay pot. His temples thank him for Earth's one sun, but there is no prayer for you, Chang'e. Only cake. I like to imagine she tugs her heart by the bones of her hand and plunges in, snaps the strings in half, cranks open his third eye to spit a mouthful in his face. If only he passed out drunk, she could open the back door and fall down for herself, giggling, gasping, Eureka.
Excellent. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my gosh, the imagery. Yeah, that was fantastic. That was wonderful imagery. I love the rhythm of that too. Next up, do we have Naomi here with us tonight? Do we have Naomi? Alrighty, if that's the case, then we are actually going to go ahead and can I have Iago Macnick Condi? Are you ready?
I thought I saw his name here.
Yeah, I could have sworn Iago was here.
He was here. He was chatting. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
Oh, wonderful.
There's an I.
All right.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. All right. Yes, we will have Iago.
Continue.
Go ahead when you're ready.
Okay. Free, after S.E. Hinton. Afraid of my own shadow, I knew I would not enter the burning church. I couldn't save the children. Then I looked at Pony Boy, his eyes shining clear, his stern determination. He knew what he had to do. I did not. I knew myself a soft person who startled at the slightest noise. I dug deeper until I found something I couldn't hide from. A bright sliver of courage, a remnant of who I used to be before. I called on it and joined Pony Boy as he ran into the flames, no longer afraid. The shadows inside me overcome by lights from the blazing inferno. My vision unclouded, I saw what I must do. I pressed on. Sweat pouring down my brow, the smell of charred wood assaulting my nose. We followed the cries and picked up the children, their weight increasing tenfold with every step. We evaded the flames, the crackling barricades, and discovered the window. The kids got out first. Then Pony Boy left. I got ready to escape the crumbling building. And I knew, deep inside, that even if I didn't make it out, in my heart, I was already free.
Woo! Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you again for sharing, Iago. So real quick, I just want to make an announcement. If you are about to be the person to share, make sure that you turn on your video. It is very helpful for us if you turn on your video so that we can spotlight you. We want to make sure that everybody can see you and hear your beautiful poems and poetry and videos and other performances. So next up, we will have Julia Vu. And I just want to let Janice know that she is on deck. Janice, you are on deck. Next up, we are going to have Julia. Whenever you are ready, you may take it away. Oh, we do not have Julia. My bad. I'm gonna hold the L on that one. I was wrong on that. So we can go ahead. Janice, if you are here with us tonight and you are ready, we can go ahead and have you perform your poem. Excellent.
There she is, Janice. Yay.
Hi, everyone. So the poem I'm going to read today is called Trichotillomania. Trike. When my eyelids flutter open, I have grown a green lawn on my scalp. But if you peer closely enough, there are patches I cannot sew together with my useless, brittle thread. There are gaps, empty spaces I cannot fill nor explain, because when I part my lips, words refuse to tumble out. Tillin. I search for the undesirable weeds, plucking, prodding, pinching, and pulling. Repeating this exogen, I relish the satisfying rip each time when follicle finally lets go of the hair's root. I am lathered in a moment of relief, and repose washes over me, and I bathe in the release of my pent-up frustration. But just for an instant. My heart feels heavy, weighed down by the tugging and tugging of my gluttonous fingers, as though it is buried deep in the strange soil of the lawn, when I prune the thin, lackluster locks of my hair, strand by strand. It's with the treacherous shears I call my hands. Mania. Every second I am awake, it is the one incessant thought knocking on the door of my unhinged mind. Still, when I yank another wisp of my eyelash off, I whisper a wish with every fiber of my being, even though it never comes true. With my shameful hands clasped together, I shut my eyes closed.
Oh, Janice, that was terrific. Thank you so much for that. Is Mariah Isabella here? Did I pronounce your name right? Mariah Isabella, Maria. It's Mariah with an H, right? I don't think I see her. How about Georgia? Georgia?
Hello, I'm here.
Yay! Hi, Georgia.
Hi. Am I good to go?
Yep, you're good to go.
Okay, I'm gonna be reading a poem called Hair. When I went outside, I was able to throw my loose strands of hair into the wind, bury them in the ground, leave them on a fence, abandon them in an empty room, and they'd be gone. But the longer I stay in this house, the less I can escape the strands that pile up on my desk, in my bed, on the floor. I spend all morning putting hair into a garbage can, but I can't escape myself. By noon, there's hair in the sink, on the mirror, between couch pillows, and it's climbing back out of the garbage can. I wish I could make it stop coming loose, but it's so eager to leave, to float 3 feet away and taunt me from there. I get scared that maybe I'm growing old very quickly and becoming bald, or that something has possessed my follicles, but unfortunately, it's all very average, a problem too mundane for conversation. But it disturbs me to watch piles of hair fill my house, and I can't even close the doors anymore, and it just keeps growing out of my head. Currently, I cannot dilute myself into a mixture of world. I cannot let go of hair without it returning to me. Hair can be created, but not destroyed. Until now, I didn't realize how much it belonged to me. I'm forced to notice myself as it manifests and thickens in its room. Hair's jammed up the windows, it gets very hot, and it's hard not to feel self-centered when I am literally at the center of thousands of strands of my own hair
orbiting around me like stars, storms, scars, fingers, critics, veils, tiny little streams of silent noise, and not a single gust of wind to clear the air. Thank you.
Oh, Georgia, that's just wonderful. Oh, I'm so moved by everybody. Thank you so much for just sharing your hearts and souls with us. Like, this is so, it's so important to do this, that we come together and have these community events, community art events where we can connect with each other. I think in all of these things in the chat, we're all connecting. And Sophia said something about how there are strong themes of escape through all these poems, right? So it's just, I'm very moved. So thank you, Georgia, and everyone else for being part of this. Is Rosen here? Rosen, will you come and bless the mic? Wonderful poet in Rosen. Rosen, you better be here. Are you here? Oh no, our Rosen isn't here. So Malcolm, who's next?
Well, I'm
Haley.
glad that you asked. Yes, Haley.
Yeah.
Haley is next.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you said someone else. Hello. I have a short poem about like growing up, I guess. So, you know you're getting older when the sky doesn't seem so blue and the holidays don't even jingle. You know you're not so young when the films are less and less real and the effects finally look fake. You know you're starting to age when the work seems overwhelming and the stress piles up. You know your time is ticking when you realize you can't stop the clock and there's no time for until. You know you're getting older when you wonder if it was supposed to feel this way and you don't want to be older anymore. I know I'm still young when I still have time to live. I may still have it all until age takes its toll. Thank you.
Wow. Haley, that was stunning. And I couldn't stop staring at your skin too. Like your delivery and also your location, your room, your surroundings really took me to another place. That was great. Oh, I'm talking over Malcolm. Malcolm, you can introduce.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
I loved what you had to say. It was
Thank
great.
you, darling. Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. So next up, we will be having Odessa. Odessa Goldberg, are you here?
I am here.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Well,
Yay.
whenever you are ready to take it away, you can.
Awesome. First, my poem mentions Safeway, which is like a popular supermarket in Northern California, but I realized with some Googling that it's not popular on the East Coast, so I thought I would clarify to begin. Okay. My poem is called Safeway and Self-Control, and it's kind of meditation on food and my culture and society. The first word, the first real long word I learned to spell was Safeway. Safeway, with all the wisdom of someone who still sucked her thumb, teeth bucked slightly out. The first word I learned how to spell was Safeway. Safe haven of food and candy beckons over transver lines, watching receipts funnel out of black boxes and tell me I am not capitalism's dream daughter. Tell me a good sale doesn't make my Jewish heart cavil. Tell me nothing feels better than a kitchen filled with food that I like my house prepared for an earthquake or 3. Tell me why I'm continuously anxious I will not get enough to eat when I have never been hungry. Tell me if I bear the remnants of some generational trauma, this epigenetic anxiety that I've been too scared to ask about because I am not a victim of anything. If anything, I'm bewildered by this oxymoron of privilege, why a buffet line feels like a personal challenge. How much can you eat? Why we eat faster to make sure no one takes our last bite. Why intuitive eating has always been so hard for me. My body tells me I should eat more for later. When is later? I wonder if this has to do with my not too distant ancestors. When they hid in pickle barrels, crossing unfamiliar lands, I wonder what food they thought about when their stomachs growled. I wonder if those memories etched onto stomach lining passed on,
haunted those same places, because although true hunger is a stranger to me, I've always thought he looked familiar, like I've seen him somewhere and I can't quite place it. See, Jews have always had tense relations with food. Our religion prescribes fast and indulgence and quick, unrelenting spurts, because food has always been how we communicate. My Jewish calendar is also my menu. Food is our history. On Yom Kippur, we fast to remind ourselves of our mortality, to remind us that these skins and bones can be hollowed too, because food is a privilege. Because when Moses went up to Mount Sinai and we were too busy with our golden calves and our golden credit cards and grocery stores and all you can eat buffets, he asked for forgiveness, and centuries later we ask for forgiveness too. We are artisans at practicing self-control, self-denial, everything in moderation, even moderation, living in a society with 9 different types of eating disorders, because didn't you know gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins? Teshuvah, we submit to discipline, and food does not cross our lips. Maybe this is why food is always associated with guilt for me. But we are reminded that it was only with a full stomach, sated from agricultural empires, that art could flourish, that people could turn their eye to beauty, look up from an empty stomach. Hunger is a gatekeeper. So the first word I learned how to spell was Safeway. Safeway to the promised land, safe, sated, Safeway, because I like a supply and an oversupply of food. Because I know food is guilt and family and religion and history, and food is power. Thank you.
That was incredible. What a performer.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm so excited.
So wonderful. No, I loved that. That was an absolute fusion of food and culture and self. I enjoyed it so much. Next up, we have, yes, I do like to run food writing workshops, and that spoke to my heart without a doubt. I loved it so much. But we still have plenty of performers that we want to make sure that they have time to share. Next up, we have Chioma. Is Chioma here to share? Please let me know if I am saying your name incorrectly.
My name is Chioma, and the poem that I'll be reading is a poem I wrote for my dad, who grew up during the Biafran War in Nigeria, and it is called When the Tide Came In. The first time he had seen it, he was in a car. The unpaved road bumped he and his family along as they hitchhiked from truck to truck in hopes that they might catch a ride with freedom. He saw it from above a bridge, its waves lapping hungrily at the shores. It terrified him. His siblings were hypnotized. No one else seemed to realize just how huge the ocean was and just how small he was. It scampered up towards children playing at its mouth, hoping each time to grasp at their tiny feet, to pull them away towards strange lands, to somewhere foreign and unknown. Their feet with toes turning white like his, lips smiling in dark caverns, sunken in with something just before starvation. The truck jerked, and the children disappeared from view, swallowed whole by the blood of the earth. Years later, his daughter would ask the innocent question of what it felt like when he first saw the ocean, and he would first laugh before saying that he was frightened. The river lay open to all, boats drifting along and children swimming merrily, paying no heed to the currents below, strong enough to drag a man down and out into the open sea. There were no waves and no beach, no never-ending expanse of nothing but water and history, no gaunt faces in sight, just white noise emerging from the quiet. Something gaining power and momentum, like a cornered animal before the bite, each time receding with that sound and battering back onto the shore heavily. The motion grew faster and faster and faster until the river song was the only thing able to be heard. The din of water eroding stone and sand, rhythmic and melodic, hypnotizing. She hadn't seemed to realize the tide had begun to come in, hadn't noticed the warning brought by the buildup before the crash. She saw the symphony align, and she felt the current pull her away to somewhere foreign and unknown, and she knew to be frightened.
Oh man, another fantastic poem. You said you had one line in there, rhythmic, melodic, and hypnotic. That, or hypnotizing. That is definitely how I'd describe that poem. That was wonderful. Next up, we have Asosa. Asosa.
Oh, we've got to get you in workshop.
Hi, I'm Isosa, and this poem, I wrote it a while ago. It's basically about this one video that I watched. Well, it's called Breathing. It's 2 a.m. I'm on my bed. My eyes are sore and my body is completely hidden under a blanket. The computer screen, bright and loading new images by the millisecond, sits in front of me. The video finishes, and much to my lazy body's delight, autoplay is on. I read the title, How to Breathe Underwater. Seems promising to me. I watch. At some point near the 40 to 60 second mark, your body starts to tell you to breathe. You need to relax every single muscle in your body, or else it'll be impossible to ignore the urge. Just relax. I can do that. Slowly, I roll out of my blanket cocoon to grab my phone. The screen is darker. Night mode is on. I set on a stopwatch. I place it beside me and spread my arms and legs out before closing my eyes and taking in one deep breath. I hold it in. Relax. No tense muscle at all. Think of nothing. Think of nothing. Damn it. I've hit the mark. Near the 40 to 60 second mark, your body starts to tell you to breathe. Just relax. 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 I feel my arms twitching involuntarily, begging for me to inhale. No, just a little longer. Relax. My legs follow suit. The need to breathe is too great to ignore now. I have to. I need to. I'll die if I don't breathe. My eyes open. I sit up, gasping for air. I fill my lungs and my organs sucking the air in, happy that the owner of this body made a smart decision. I check the timer. 1 minute, 37 seconds. Not bad. I did it. I put my phone back on the dresser and immediately wrap myself back up in my blanket cocoon, staring at the ceiling. I didn't die. I was depriving my body of the one basic necessity that everyone gives it for every second of the day, each day of its life, and I didn't die. Still, when I took that first inhale again, I'd never felt anything more satisfying in my life. The cool, clean air filling my lungs, spreading through my body, caressing my organs, filling me up from the tips of my toes all the way up to my tired, sleep-deprived brain. It felt so good to breathe.
Oh my gosh, that was incredible. Incredible. I mean, I think that just changed my breathing patterns, just hearing you perform that, and giving me so much to think about, giving us all so much to think about. Truly spectacular. Wow. I think are we ready for a couple more videos? I think we are.
Helene, I just wanted to say we have teens from DC, from California, from New York. It's such a wonderful, interconnected, countrywide event.
It is national event. I mean, and that's the silver lining, right, Danielle, from this pandemic, is that we can do stuff online and just join forces with people from all over the country. It's really incredible.
That and your Westchester field trip is not on 3 trains tonight, so that's good too.
Yeah. So I want to, so we have a couple more dances by the Isadora Duncan Youth Ensemble. And the first one is called Pandora by Pandora Schoen. And then the second one is called Just a Word by Valentina Pellegrin.
She was the first woman to be shaped. She was made of earth and water. She was the first woman to enter the world, and her purpose was to be a punishment for a man, for the first man named Prometheus. She was given the stones by all the gods. Athena taught her crafts. She gave her silver robes, they reflected on her skin, giving holy glow. Aphrodite gave her grace and seduction, reddened cheeks and innocent, corruptible. Hermes gave her solid tongue. Earth made lips with beauty slipping out through words unheard, too focused on her eyes. And she was given a jaw which she was never to open. Her gifts were not for her. Her gifts were threats and tricks. Her gifts were punishments for a boo. She was granted everything a woman could ever want, but her purpose was not fulfilled. She was the first woman to enter the world, and her purpose was to be a wife. She was a gift. She was a gift and a name and a gift of everything. She was a gift to Epimetheus, brother of Prometheus, a gift from the gods to Epimetheus, a wife. She kept the jar and never opened it, until she did. All evil spilled out into the world, and the considered girl closed the jar as fast as she could, locking hope inside. The first woman ever made. She was the first woman to enter the world, and her purpose was to be a poem.
Oh, that is so stunning. Can I just wait, Ethan, just 1 minute? Can we highlight Pandora for a second? Is Pandora, can you find Pandora? I just want to highlight so that people can see, because Pandora just texted me that she got into UPenn. So we need to give her like, a shout out and love, and just, she's just, I'm going crazy over here. Like, I'm so thrilled for her. Yes, so jumping up and down, everyone. Yay, Pandora, we love you so much. Yay, congratulations. Yay. All right, okay, now we can go back to the video, which is going to be Valentina's Just a Word.
Just a Word by Valentina Pellegrin. I like the word God. It sticks in my throat in a sweet way like honey. Do I believe in that word? If I'm honest, not every day. But the idea of heaven is softer than the weight in my chest, the empty nothingness of no after, no point, no reason to live past, the idea of slipping away in my sleep, sleeping forever, kissed by darkness that has no understanding of pain. I like the word God, but I'm afraid to say it out loud. I want to wrap myself in the heavens, dream of a savior. But where was God? Where was God? I am, helpless, hopelessly a child, desperately a baby. No voice, no power, no strength to gather my bones from the mouths of wolves and say enough. I want to spit the word out now because, well, isn't that what God did to me? I like the word God, but do I put my faith in a being who may or may not catch me when I'm falling, may or may not heal me when I'm bleeding, may or may not be? And yet denying is worse than the nothingness. Crying is my daily baptism. I want to be better, not because I am afraid of hell, but because I want more than this cell that I've built using the skin that surrounds my body.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Alrighty, and I think that might be the last of our videos that we are going to be sharing today. Shout outs to the dancers, shout outs to the poets, everybody involved with that. Once again, I'm just so happy that we're kind of bringing in all these art forms together. So next up, we are going to have Tamiya reading. And then after that, on deck, DZ. You are going to be on deck after that.
Hi, my poem is called The Black Woman's Epilogue. It's kind of short. Pleasant to the tongue, sweet black woman on your taste buds. Her words are yours, and so you'll call them honey. She lies to you to let you sit comfortably, and so you'll lick your lips to savor her palatability. There is a leash around the neck of the wax shell of your perfect black woman on the bookshelf. Her cross-legged feminine beauty does not deviate in fear of insipidity. She knows you'll try and hide her away if she missteps, so she'll try and listen closely, chase the end of your vowels like a dog with a bone, because you want a bitch who listens. You want your black woman prop to smile for her pictures, not speak a moment more, smile over tea, hide when she is in pain. Your black woman is your doll. You pretend she is devoid of emotion, because she is to be your perfect little bitch. And that's it.
Oh my goodness. Woo! That was powerful. That was an excellent poem. Thank you, Tamiya, for sharing that. I'm gonna sit with that one for a little bit. So next up, do we have DZ with us tonight? Wonderful.
So this poem was published in a zine called Unfiltered this summer. The poem is called Chrysalis. Sometimes I miss who I used to be. I am always leaving some part of myself behind as I break free from yet another chrysalis. Having wings doesn't always feel safe. I try to remind myself that change is growth, but each person I morph into still seems so unsure and so broken. I wonder if broken people can still grow, if shards of glass can be pieced together, or if my pride will always be missing. Too often, I rummage through my closet looking for a new suit of skin to try on, but each is worn and bruised and scraped, and not one feels like it would ever fit me. I yearn to walk a mile in my own shoes, but I can't recognize my own bare footprints in the tired dirt. I think I am blinded by the remains of glass and chrysalis and mud. Each time I change, I am haunted by the loss of who I thought I used to be. What's the point of growing wings if I am too afraid of heights to fly? Thank you.
And what a beautiful last line to end us on. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. Next up, we have Adrielle. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. This is my poem. It's a ghazal titled Die for Me, Ophelia. Here lie the bodies of all the things that are beautiful, glittering golden, shimmering silver, in death, resplendent. Here lies the drained body of our love, gray and bloodless. Tell me, my heart, can it still be beautiful, resplendent? You took the wine of my veins and drank it, poisoning me with the water of heartache. And you wondered why now, moon of my night, I am not so delicate a gazelle as I once was, my resplendence gone. I decorated your skin in stardust, liquid silver and honeyed milk. You doused my skin in the essence of sunlight, placing a torch to my feet, hoping then that I would finally set ablaze. But no, I stood, her heat sealing my broken skin, your jealousy only to make me more resplendent. She holds me as you never could in the hot embrace of a phoenix. She breaks the silver fetters from my hands, the ones you always called resplendent. She places a crown of gold before me. It glitters under my touch. It is light upon my head because her gifts aren't burdens. Isn't that strange? Freedom in resplendence? Now you beg at my throne fortitude, the throne she, the sun, crafted. You beg with tears of a falling star, and suddenly I cannot see it, your resplendence. Blinded by the shimmer of your silver, everything you touched once was precious. But when the sword fell, you would not have died for me, resplendent.
For me, as I would have you. You are no sun, though I was once your Ophelia.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Adrielle, for sharing that. One thing I want to mention, I'm blown away. There's so many different poetic forms I feel like we've encountered tonight, and that has just been a joy to see. Oh man. We have only a couple of more performers up for tonight. Next up, can I get Anushka?
Hi. I'm going to be reading a part of a poem called Broken Shoes, and it's about growing up. My tattered sneakers suffocate me, too tight for my growing feet, but I can't let go of them just yet. I castigize myself. I'm trapped in a cataclysmic situation, and all I can concentrate on are my torn up Converse. The last thing I remember, I went to sleep in my childhood bed, and my dreams devolved into nightmares. Now I'm in an endless abyss of gravel, serrated yet simultaneously dull. I don't know how I got here. With indefinite boundaries, there's nothing to ground me geographically. I'm left loitering, confused but not concerned. Restlessness requires regard. Agitation asks for aspiration, but deterioration demands nothing. The subtle streaks of color penetrate the blackness that encapsulates me, forewarning me that morning is approaching. I can't recall a single instance from the last 10 hours. Scratch that, 10 years. Sunrises are over-romanticized, just like laughter. They don't truly stimulate joy. I guess they're just superior to the alternatives. We're all just managing, wringing whatever happy minutes we can out of the cruel phenomenon of life, memorizing the hues of the climbing and falling sun, hoping it's enough to save us from the excruciating heartache engraved in the somber moments of midnight. And we laugh, and when we feel the laughter subsiding, we dig into our stomachs to find some more. So passionately forged, it's almost authentic. All in a fervent attempt to avoid that piece of quiet wedged between the epilogue of one sentence and the prologue of the next. Because rooted in that silence is the realization that you don't really love life anymore. It's funny, somewhere between the small talk, soft sunsets, and stupid smiles, and pretending we're enjoying this all too arbitrary existence, we tell each other just how close we are to killing ourselves. The soles of my white high tops shredded by the jagged dimensions of this world. The soul sitting inside my silhouette is feeling the same. So I sit in the undefined gravel lot, unsure when I got here and unsure when I'll leave. The bottom of my feet don't have enough support from my sneakers to stand up and traverse the gravel. And frankly, I'm not even certain there's a way out of here. The silence feels so clear and the emptiness is so easily heard, I think I may have conjured up my own black hole. First, the vivacity faded. Then the stark line between right and wrong dissipated. The gray area took over and it's all I feel. Who said getting old was beautiful? Can I wear their shoes tomorrow?
I love it, Anushka. Amazing. I don't mean to put you on the spot and Joanna on the spot, but I was wondering if you wanted to say something about turning the page.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I was going to say?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Turning the Page is a social justice committee that was started last year, and every year the committee takes on a new theme that somehow pertains to social justice. Last year, we made an anthology discussing mental health and destigmatizing mental illness, and this year we've taken on the theme of identity, and we're planning a series of events along with an anthology to give teens a platform to explore their identity and be more accepting of others. And so we meet on pretty much every other Saturday, and very soon we're going to be opening up submissions for our anthology. So be on the lookout for that. And we are probably going to do a teen panel discussion too soon.
Thank you, Anushka. So we hope that everyone is involved. So next up, so I don't think Debussy is here. We heard her poem, Oops, but I wanted to give her a chance to hear her voice. But I don't think she's here right now. Debussy, are you here? But Joanna is, and Joanna wasn't able to make a recording for the dancers. So, and Joanna is an amazing poet. well beyond her years. And I'm so happy she's going to share with us tonight. Oh, and also, if you didn't get a chance to share, or you have something else you'd like to perform, please put your name. We'd love to hear you. We still have a little time, so.
I'm gonna read something I wrote this summer. It's called Apollo. I wrote 11, which, in light of having heard Michelle's poem, is a bit ironic. Sometimes you have to reach for stardust. Imagine the universe is something that can be held. It moves away from you, strains against your fingers. The universe is expanding in a way your body, which is finite, does not understand. Sometimes the stars seem reachable. They smile in the sky like old friends, as if once they were able to fall down to earth, as if humanity was starborn. They stand waiting to be greeted, as if the universe can be controlled, as if stars are not so far away, if only your body could fly. Sometimes the moon shines bright, and you can imagine the feel of its surface, the dust in our shoes, as if it is land. It is just reflecting sunlight. It seems to be alive on its own. It misses the touch of the one thing in the universe Earth has touched, not itself. Sometimes you grow arrogant and think space is just the space outside the atmosphere, just a lack of oxygen and the inability of human beings to fly independently. You think the emptiness that pretends to be dark and is instead nothing can be traveled through. You forget the size of the universe. You forget that we have stopped going to the moon.
Joanna. Beautiful, Joanna. I'm so happy we got to hear your voice and that you're here. Oh, wonderful. Kashvi is going to bless the mic one more time. So exciting. And just before Kashvi goes, I just wanted to say thank you to the Nuyorican again and again. We love the Nuyorican. We love partnering. We wish we could be there in person. But as I said, we wouldn't be able to be such a national group. So there's something really special about this format. And also to remind you that the Nuyorican is a nonprofit as well. And they need donations to sustain their existence. So if you're, it'd be wonderful if you can consider donating to the Nuyorican. Is there a button? I think there is in the email and on the social media platforms, because we're streaming they're streaming for us right now. Okay. Thank you so much. And we will end with Kashvi and then a big group photo. So stick around, okay?
Hi again, everyone. So the poem that I'm going to do now is entitled Losing Myself, and it's something that I wrote fairly recently, and I would consider it more of like a story poem, so I encourage you to listen closely. Back when the air was tinged with goldfish and chalk, smelled like yellow and pink before blackboard turned whiteboard, I had a pack of 3 mechanical pencils. Number 1 went to Jacob from math, who tried to toss it back, but his aim was as bad as in the classroom toilet, and poor Kendra had a prized pencil in the side of her forehead. Number 2 went to my mom, crouching over my sister's homework and cracking it on her kneecap in rage when 30 minutes passed with not a single question answered. The years of sharing is caring collapsed to my scrawny legs, and I held that last pencil as a token of something mine, just mine. Amber, I called her, watched me grow year after year, perched at my desk, waiting to be cradled in my timid at first, nimble fingers. 4th grade. Gleeful giggles. The world was always spring, sunlight streaming through the branches, stretching to reach my earnest scribbles. Prism glasses absorb the colors, see it all. Chubby fingers grasp everything. 5th grade. It turned to summer. A warmth still coursed through my blood, but smiles overlapped fervency. My heart, Squeezing out blood-red creativity, had a purpose to write, things to document, with memories swirling down the shaft of my pencil. 6th grade. Time sped. The clock ticked much too fast, its hands a taunting figure, reminding me of my fleeting childhood. The pencil sat at my desk, untouched, for weeks on end. Amber could hear my gossiping titters from the next room, the intermittent chimes from my phone. Writing was time-consuming. It inhaled hour after hour with a chaotic product. I had better things to do. 7th grade. I was gone. The pencil rarely saw me anymore. I knew she was lonely, waiting to feel the warmth of my fingertips, to see them turn pink under the pressure of her russet grip. I had little time to comfort her. To be honest, I didn't even notice. I wish I could have reassured her it wasn't by choice. I worked till the edges of my nails were raw from the stress biting, till my nose became hoarse from repetition at the eager chirps of my friends, hoping I could finally see them. Day after day, task after task, my strength was a loose connection. My passion was draining. Straggling tears pooled in the creases beneath my eyes like raindrops. A sort of calm. I could bring the sunshine with a couple blinks in the eye and a glinting white smile. Until the storm came. It was abrupt. No one could predict its arrival. Just an email from my mom. A competition on the day I had allotted as a time for homework. A bright green yes beside my name. She'd made the decision for me. The drizzle came first. I had tried to wipe it away, but it was relentless. Then the thunder approached. My hands shook with anger, exhaustion, my legs with fear. The drizzle turned to downpour, and I couldn't take it anymore. Downpour turned to twister. It couldn't be stopped. Amber died that night, snapped in half in my fury. She passed without me, rather a version of myself I didn't know existed. She passed, not realizing how much I needed her. 8th grade. A box awaited me at the foot of my door. Squiggled font, similar to the year of spring, inscribed, "Happy Birthday, Akka," from my sister. I peeled back the packaging, and inside, solitary and striking against the enormous box, was a mechanical pencil. 9th grade. When the sun envelops me, the sky is colored yellow and pink. My eyes slip open with ease like the pages of a worn book, and Willow perches at my desk. She's mine, like writing always will be. There's no sign of a storm coming anytime soon. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That was just so amazing. Malcolm,
Yeah,
my
absolutely
partner in
fantastic.
crime here. Wasn't that just an amazing night? Like, I'm just awed and stunned by everyone and what they brought.
Oh my God, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was moving. It was so many things. I want to give everybody a shout out once again. I know I said it before earlier, but sharing is not easy. It can be really, really fun, but it can be nerve wracking. And I just want to celebrate all of y'all for taking the time to celebrate your poetry, celebrate with us. Y'all did so well. I'm so happy that we were able to have tonight. Another thank you to Nuyorican Poets Cafe. You know, we always love doing this every single year. Lana gave a really nice thank you. And I just want to once again say thank you for having us doing this partnership. And if you can, donate to them during COVID. You know, it's a tough time right now for a lot of different people. If everybody could turn on their cameras real quick, we'd love to get like a nice group photo of all of us just to kind of celebrate this wonderful occasion that we've been able to have on this Wednesday night.
Oh my gosh, we almost got everybody.
Community.
Wait, we need Josie, Olga, and that's it. Yes!
And there's my Valentina.
Okay, I don't think I could get everybody in this screen. Someone else take a screenshot too. Teens, you guys do it. You know, like angles and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Ready?
Angles.
Nuyorican on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nuyorican. Can somebody else really take it? Because I don't think I got like everybody.
I took a screenshot, Danielle.
Okay, and like all the boxes were together? I only got 25 of you. I feel bad for whoever I've missed. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it one more time with the second screen, okay? What should we say? Something. Anushka, what should we say?
Snow.
Snow, I love it. All right, snow on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Snow. By the way, I heard snow days are going to be obsolete, but then a school told me they had a snow day tomorrow. So I'm very perplexed by this. Do you guys have snow days tomorrow?
Yeah, actually.
I had a snow day today.
What does that mean? You guys are remote.
First snow of the year, we get a day off. So I got a test rescheduled.
Wow. I swear,
good
check
news
out
or
the New
bad?
York Times. They had an article on the front page yesterday that said snow days are becoming obsolete, like school no matter what. But you did it. We don't have them in public schools. All right. Well, beautiful job, everybody. Northern California, Odessa. Okay.
We actually have another event on Saturday night, like the last event of 2020. So we're celebrating Hudson Warm, the publishing of her book, Not the Air. And we're also having a teen self-publishing panel moderated by our very own Ethan, who we love so much. And it's going to be a really fascinating evening. We're doing it a little bit earlier at 5:30 on Saturday. So if you haven't signed up already, it's going to be fantastic. And the panel will be with a Writopia alumni who's in college right now and a senior, Sam Hurwitz. That'll round out the panel. It'll be fun.
I love that. Well, I hope to see all of you again. If you're not in workshop, come hither and join us online. Come hither. All right. If you want to stay for the after party, Lena, Malcolm, and I will just be here for another 5 minutes. So feel free.
Yeah. The after party.
We might play some Google Doodle.
Yeah.
The Google Doodle's fun. I don't know if you guys play that, but Scarlett's yawning for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, I'm
also
glad
the-
Ayosa and Chioma, I don't know how that's pronounced, but you're still on because both of you should join. I know
Yes.
Ayosa's going to try out Friday, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Iago, are you in workshop?
Sorry?
Are you in workshop currently?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I might be sending your folks an email because
I think,
that would be really cool.
that was stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like I talked up an after party. Any ideas, people?
We could do oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. It's
Can we
the
sing a song?
Yeah.
Can we sing Jingle Bells or something? I don't know.
Unless Malcolm had, what more were you going to say, Malcolm?
what is it's like Jeopardy, but Google. I'm trying to remember. Ethan knew what this was, and now I'm trying to give me just one moment.
Wait, how do you guys say your name? Chioma?
It's Chiama.
Chiama, you were about to say something. I saw your box light up. What were you going to say?
I thought you were talking about Kahoot.
Cahoots. Yeah, can you put a link in the chat for us?
What's Cahoots?
Cahoots is fun.
It's like you play it during school. It's like a
You play it during school.
Yeah, you guys don't know Cahoots? It's the best. Here, let's put it in the chat. But which do you play?
I don't know. Do you watch Disney?
Yeah.
I probably have a solid amount of years of Disney in my life. Do we have to answer questions?
What's the other one where like the scribble game? Have you guys ever played that?
I'm gonna start singing soon.
Wait, hold on. I want to
Once
show
you
you.
figure it out. I'm threatening you.
Okay, wait. Can
Is
everybody?
this the future of caroling? You just send random email addresses, Zoom links, and then you hope they answer so that you could carol to them.
Wait, I promise. Bear with me for 2 seconds because I promise this is going to be fun. Okay.
The after party.
Get excited. Click on that Scribble link and get
Alrighty.
excited. So Scarlett, you got to play this Scribble thing. It's going to be fun. And please join.
So
nobody is here, so I can't start the game.
Oh wait, let me click on the Scribble. Oh, there's the link. Let me click on the bottom one.
All right, it says only me. Oh, Bean joined. I don't know who Bean is.
Bean is me.
Oh, so happy you're there. Thank you for figuring that out. Bean, I have Lena Roy. Anybody else coming? Because I'm going to start the game.
Play, guys.
I don't know how to play.
All right, get ready for